A man past 60 doesn't chase after surface beauty anymore. Wrinkles don't scare him, and gray hair doesn't turn him away. What holds his attention now isn't youth, it's depth. He's lived long enough to know that attraction built only on looks fades fast, but the presence of a woman with real feminine strength can linger in his mind for years. It's not about how much makeup you wear, or whether you still turn heads in a crowd. It's about the quiet confidence you carry, the way you soften a room without saying a word, the calm steadiness that makes him feel at ease. These are the qualities that draw him in, not because they're loud or flashy, but because they speak to something he craves at this stage of life: peace, warmth, and authenticity. Welcome back to Journey After 60. Today, we'll talk about 4 timeless feminine qualities that men over 60 find irresistibly attractive. Not the cliches, but the truths most people overlook. If this message speaks to you, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Journey After 60. Here, we don't trade in fairy tales, we share honest truths about love, aging, and connection. So, let's begin with the very first quality. And it's not about charm in passing or a practiced smile. It's about the kind of presence that makes a man stop, notice, and quietly decide this woman is different. Number 1. Graceful confidence. The calm strength that draws him in. By the time a man is over 60, he's seen enough bravado and enough masks to know the difference between show and substance. What stirs him now isn't loud charm or polished perfection. It's a woman who carries herself with a steady, graceful confidence. Not arrogance, not pretense, but the quiet assurance of someone who knows her worth without needing to shout it. This doesn't come from having the perfect look or winning every conversation. It shows up in smaller ways. How you walk into a room without shrinking, how you can smile at life's little setbacks instead of breaking down, how you stay grounded even when others around you are restless. To him, this calm strength is magnetic because it whispers one thing he deeply craves: peace. Most women mistake attraction at this stage for performance, trying to impress with youth or with stories or with attention-grabbing gestures. But a man who's lived long enough doesn't want a performance. He wants presence. And when he meets a woman who radiates this steady confidence, he can relax. He doesn't have to compete. He doesn't have to prove. He simply feels safe in her company. Here's the truth. Graceful confidence tells him you're not looking for him to complete you. You've already built your own life, and you're inviting him to share in it. That's wildly attractive, because it means the relationship can be a choice, not a crutch. So what should you do? Don't chase approval. Don't downplay yourself to keep the peace, but also don't feel the need to oversell who you are. Just stand in your truth, calmly, steadily. Over time, he'll notice that with you, he feels less chaos and more clarity. And that is the kind of attraction that doesn't fade. And once you see this for what it is, you'll realize the first quality isn't about appearance at all. It's about the energy you bring. Next, we'll look at the second quality, one that reveals itself not in how you carry yourself, but in how you connect. Number 2. warmth in connection, the rare gift of making him feel seen. Ask any man over 60 what he misses most, and many won't say adventure or passion. They'll quietly admit it's connection. Not just being around people, but being truly seen. That's why warmth has such a powerful pull at this stage of life. As Rumi once wrote, "When someone makes you feel seen, they give you a new way to see yourself." And at this age, that gift matters more than anything, because it's no longer about being admired from afar, but about being understood up close. It's not about being endlessly cheerful or pretending everything is fine. Real warmth shows up in the way you greet him, the way you remember the small things he shares, the way you lean in instead of pulling away when he speaks. It's the soft tone that tells him he matters, even when words are few. Here's where many women unintentionally lose him. They focus so much on being interesting that they forget the power of being interested. They talk, they advise, they try to impress, but they miss the simple act of listening with presence. And for a man who has carried silence for decades, that absence of warmth feels like just another wall. But the woman who becomes unforgettable does something different. She doesn't rush to answer or judge. She allows pauses. She makes eye contact that says, "I'm here with you, not just next to you." In her presence, he feels a rare comfort. He doesn't need to prove himself. The truth is, warmth isn't weakness. It's influence. It opens doors pride would otherwise keep locked. And for a man over 60, finding that kind of connection is more alluring than any fleeting spark. The healthiest way to respond to his invitation is with quiet gratitude and steady respect. Begin by receiving the space he opens, without rushing to take more than what's freely given. Respect the people who matter to him, whether that's family, old friends, or long-held routines. Your willingness to honor them shows that you honor him. Adapt gently to the places he brings you into, letting him see that you can walk beside him without disrupting the life he has built with you. And above all, treat his trust as something precious. When you handle it with care, you move beyond simply being welcomed. You become a natural, effortless part of the life he chooses to build with you. If today's message gave you something valuable, don't just like and subscribe. Make sure you hit the save button. That way, whenever you need a gentle reminder, you can come back to these truths and carry them with you. As we move forward, notice this. Warmth may open the door, but what keeps him walking through it is something else. A quality that shapes not just how you make him feel, but how you carry life itself. That's our next truth. Number 3. Joyful spirit. The lightness that revives him. You know, by the time a man reaches 60, life has already handed him his fair share of responsibilities and struggles. He's weathered storms, carried worries, and learned to keep moving forward, even when it wasn't easy. That's why one of the most refreshing qualities he notices in a woman isn't perfection or polish. It's the simple joy she still carries in her spirit. It's not about constant laughter or pretending struggles don't exist. It's about the spark of playfulness that reminds him life isn't only about duty. The way you can find humor in a mistake or delight in something simple, a song, a story, a shared memory. That joy is contagious, and for a man who has grown weary of life's seriousness, it's like breathing fresh air. Too often women underestimate this. They believe men are only drawn to youth, when in reality what he craves is aliveness. He doesn't want someone to solve all his problems. He wants someone who can make him forget them, if only for a moment. A smile that feels genuine, a laugh that fills the silence. These can mean more to him now than any grand gesture. I've seen this myself in a neighborhood couple who live next to me, Richard and Catherine. They've been together for more than 30 years, but in the beginning, Catherine carried deep scars from a painful divorce and struggled to fully trust again. What surprised me was how often her laughter, even the smallest chuckle over something ordinary, softened the tension between them. Richard, a man who had spent most of his life carrying burdens quietly, would light up in those moments. Her joy wasn't forced, it wasn't for show, it was simply her being herself. And it became their bridge back to intimacy, proof that a joyful spirit can sometimes heal more than any words ever could. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these qualities do you feel speaks to your own life the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because your story might inspire someone else on this journey after 60. While joy may catch his attention, but there's one last quality that keeps his respect for a lifetime. It's not about how you make him feel lighter, but how you inspire him to stand taller. That's our fourth and final truth. Number 4. Inner stability, the strength that commands his respect. Attraction might start with beauty, but respect is what keeps it alive. By the time a man is over 60, he's no longer impressed by drama, games, or emotional storms. What he values most and finds wildly attractive is a woman who is steady in herself. This kind of stability isn't cold or distant. It's the calmness that shows you know who you are and where you stand. It's the ability to handle disagreements without tearing things apart. It's choosing peace over proving a point, and dignity over desperation. For a man who has lived long enough to know how costly chaos can be, that kind of steadiness feels like gold. From my own research and from reviewing several studies on relationships later in life, I've seen this pattern again and again. In fact, a 2021 survey on mature relationships found that nearly 72% of men over 60 ranked emotional stability as the single most attractive trait in a long-term partner, far above appearance or financial status. And in interviews I conducted with older couples, men consistently emphasized one thing: peace is priceless. They'd rather spend their days with a woman who brings steadiness into the room than with someone who constantly stirs conflict. Too often, women mistake strength for hardness, or think being stable means never showing emotion. But true inner stability is different. It's not about shutting down. It's about not letting life's turbulence pull you under. And when a man sees that, he knows he can lean on you, not because you'll carry his burdens, but because you won't collapse on your own. The best way to live this out is to treat your peace like something precious. Keep hold of the values that guide you, even when it feels easier to let them slide. Remind yourself that your worth isn't up for debate, and don't hand over your calm to someone else's moods. When you carry yourself this way, you don't need to prove anything. People will simply feel that quiet strength in you. And here's the final truth. Beauty may catch his eye, joy may lift his heart, and warmth may open the door. But stability, the kind that comes from within, is what convinces him to stay. At the heart of everything we've shared today lies a simple truth. Attraction after 60 isn't built on appearance alone, but on qualities that bring peace, connection, joy, and stability. These four qualities, graceful confidence, warmth in connection, joyful spirit, and inner stability, are not tricks to be performed, but strengths to be lived. And here's the deeper value. When you embody these traits, you're not only drawing a man closer, you're creating a life that feels lighter, calmer, and richer for yourself. Because love at this stage is not about filling emptiness, but about sharing abundance. As Seneca once said, a great mind becomes strong by being still. In the same way, a great love after 60 grows strong when it is rooted in steadiness, not in noise. So if today's message spoke to your heart, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Journey After 60, and save it for the days you need a gentle reminder. And I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below sharing which of these four qualities you feel most connected to, or what topic you'd like us to explore next time. Thanks for watching my video, and see you next time.